Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to a horrific Jimmy Palumbo Show opening here. Can you even hear me,
I
Dave?
can now. I can. You're like digging into your third
My,
chin, but yeah,
my God, how's that? Is that a little better?
yeah.
Well, I am coming to you live from the um, bedroom studios of the Jimmy Palumbo Show. I am getting work done uh, in my kitchen, which today was supposed to be the final day. Everything hooked up and nothing has gone right. Uh, and I'm supposed to be sitting at my desk, but now I'm sitting where all the stuff was from the kitchen, and I'm sitting here in my bed, ready to do this fine Jimmy Palumbo show. Now, I will tell you, Dave, how are you? Show number 248 here, Shay.
I'm wonderful. I'm in a much better situation than you are physically right now. I'm in my luxurious Chop Studios down in Matawan, New Jersey. But this morning was a great one. I got to watch Miles the Munchkin Man perform in his holiday concert. He hit all
Uh-huh.
his notes. He hit all his notes. He looked the part. He looked like a stud. And yeah, we are days away from the big guy's arrival at our house. So we're going.
Yes, I'm sure you got to hope you got. Now, did your wife take it since you don't do since you didn't do anything? Is your wife at least, did you buy a gift from like you went out and bought like him like a big Tonka truck on your own, or did your wife do everything?
No, I mean she primarily did most of the shop. I mean, we went over the stuff together, and she's the one that's adding to cart and shit. But yeah, the kids cleaned up this year. But for the first time ever, I was able to, I wasn't able to do this for the first 4 years of being in business by myself. I did all right this year. So as a little nod to all the stuff that she's been doing, I actually went out and bought her Christmas gifts where it doesn't look like it's like when you have a joint account. It's stupid. You're like, I'm going to go buy you this. And then you're like, shit, where are we going to get that back? So finally, I was able to make some money this year as a business owner, and I bought her some cool shit. So,
Nice,
you know,
Steve. I
yeah.
have. I still haven't. I'm not completed shopping yet. At 2:12 on Christmas Eve, I am still down by 12 with the ball inside the 20. So we still got to score. We have all three timeouts. Um, but my day got completely bent out of shape due to this construction here at the studios here at the castle of Jimmy Palumbo. But this is show number 248. And I don't know, the Hogans are here, and man,
Oh, there's plenty of people here, man. Johnny Box in the building, Hogan's in the building, Will Pena's in the building. We got a lot of our regulars here.
we got which is good. And I'm sitting here in my bed with no sheets on it because I had my kitchen cabinet stuff all over the bed just moments ago, thinking I was going to have time to do this, and he
think the
might even.
best part, I think the best part before the show started is you got to knock at your bedroom door. It's just like, Mr. Jimmy, I need to flush
I
the
know
toilet. And then he's like, I'm on,
this
what's
is
that? What do you
he asked me anyway. This is pathetic, but you know what? Hey, look, the show must go on. We
Always.
have we always at least get the show. I even put a spotlight on me. My glasses look like they're Bozo the Clown. But this is show number 248 here at Shea. And of course, that means Kyle Farnsworth.
I didn't know you were going to start with him.
And your friend and mine, Anthony Rizzo. And I know this, Roy White, who was number 6 for a long time, was actually number 48. 1965, 67, and 68. That's something I don't think my brother knew. If he did, well, he's going to yell at me anyway. Kenny Hill, defensive back on the Giants. Darrell Johnston,
Moose.
name. Uh, and also, you know what? To be honest with you, I did a search of all the different numbers, the leagues. 48 is a bad number. There's not that many Cowboys, Giants, Yankees. I'm telling you. And the next president will be number 48. So it's just no, it's like really weird. There was nobody like that I could, like really go like, oh, that guy or Hall of Famer, like nothing. There was a NASCAR driver, Bobby Johnson, maybe. Is that a NASCAR?
Here's a strong 48. 48 was my Patreon number from the Johnny Box.
Yeah. Right. Oh, I should have brought that up. Yes, well, I'll bring that up in just a second. But of course, we have so many new things to announce on this show in just a little bit. I also, for the first time, Jimmy Palumbo Show, have upped all my baseball cards. So I had to order a bunch, and I decided to get in the 2001, 2002 era. And of course, for the first time, we are now doing players that you may know. And for the baseball card segment, your friend and mine, Scott Schoenweiss. Do you remember him?
Oh, I mean, that's one of those names that that sticks. You know who he is. You know he's a pitcher. You know he's a reliever, and he would come in and rock it for a long time. I think Schoenweiss was in the league.
Yes, well, long enough. He was in the league. He's 52 years old. He was 47 and 57, a reliever with a 5.01 ERA. So he kind of stunk then, and he would stink now. So that's something that
you know what you're going to come to notice, though, Jimmy, as you do new cards from like 98, 99, 2000. Now, if you draw a pitcher, there's going to be some significantly high ERAs because we are now in the steroid era.
You're right about that. Now, here's one thing. Of course, there wasn't much on him. I remember him, though, because he pitched for the Angels. But he pitched from 2010. He pitched for the Angels, Toronto, Cincinnati, the Mets, Arizona, and Boston. 7 teams in 12 years. And I knew right away while researching that, I'm like, why would a guy, like, what's the deal with that? Like, that's a lot of teams. And then, of course, he was able to get left. So his ERA against held, but against lefties, he did really well. His best year was 2005 in Toronto, 80 games with a 3.32 ERA as a reliever. But he got a postseason. He got the ring with the Angels in 2002. Pitched 66 games. In the playoffs, he pitched 6 games, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, only 1 earned run. He was traded 3 times. Some of the other stuff was free agents, but he did earn like 2 to 3 million. So he was one of those guys like, you know what? You got a lefty up in the 8th inning, 2 outs, you bring him in. He only gave up 1 home run against a lefty in like 5 years. And lefties batted .229 against him in that stretch. But here's where it gets weird. This guy, I gotta give this guy credit. I couldn't find anything else about him where he ended up. Number one, at 19, he got testicular cancer, had to go through chemo. That's number one. Okay. And then a year later, he got Tommy John surgery. Okay. So those are
raw deals so far.
Yeah. And he was Jewish, which is not many Jewish baseball players. He was also
wait, time out. You're stacking that with the other 3 as if it's like detrimental to his career. He's like, yeah, listen, testicular cancer, man, Tommy John, and then he's a Jew on top of that.
I meant to say, like, there's how many? So, but he also was in the steroid era, but he denied it and he won that. But here's what gets worse. In 2009, he was pitching like April and May. He was like totally kicking ass. But his wife, sadly, died of a cocaine and lidocaine overdose. And he took like 2 weeks. They gave him 2 weeks off, obviously get himself together. And
I just want to apologize to the fans out there for Jimmy's either internet or his earbuds kicking in and out. It's construction day here at Shea, and he just keeps kicking out, and it's starting to bother me. I can only imagine what's bothering your fans, but I'm just gonna, this is good. This is good. It's a perfect day. It's a perfect day to announce something even better coming up in 2026.
Well, I just think it's wild that when's the last time a pitcher's wife died from a coke overdose while he was still in the majors? And so that is it. Not sure. I guess that's managing or coach. But that's it. He got lefties out. Also, of course, you know it. He was born in Long Branch, New Jersey. He's a Jersey boy, and he had all this stuff happen to him. Like I said, Tommy John.
Will Pena was asking if a piano fell on him as well.
Well, it could be. So this is the unlucky guy here at Shea.
And Johnny Box, yes, you're accurate. He sounds like you did last week on your call in for the show. Is it
really sound bad?
I mean, it's just like, and there's a hit. It just like you just
really?
Yeah.
What if I took the earbuds off and went with this?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
This is such a bad show.
Well, whatever your microphone is connected to right now, not the ideal microphone. So I don't know if that's a thing, but yeah. Anyway,
how's that? Is that better?
sure. Let's see. Go ahead. Just yeah.
Well, I'm taking these off.
You can hear me still?
My
Oh Christ! This is off the rails. But go ahead. Yep. Merry Christmas. Now he's breaking up worse. This, it's. How can I say this? We got big plans in 2026, everybody, and I promise everybody out there that it's not going to be. It's not going to be this shitty.
You think it?
He's the worst. Tell Jose and Hose B to get the hell out of your fucking kitchen so you can go record on a normal.
Can you hear me?
No, you keep kicking out. You're choppy, man. It's must be an internet thing, or I don't know. Can't even hear you, man. This is get John Kelly coming in. Jimmy, get out of bed.
I can't. All right, how's that?
Sure, go nuts.
No, don't go nuts. I got to make at least. Oh my God.
I'm only telling you how it sounds on my end, so I can imagine how the fans in attendance are enjoying this as well.
Well, let me make sure that it doesn't switch between my phone.
Alexander Graham Bell speaking into his first prototype microphone, according to Mr. Will Pena. That's a very good one. Ham Radio Day from the Omni. So this
Why?
is.
I don't understand this.
You're good now. I mean, just talk. You're good. I'm just saying.
I don't hear you out of my. Usually, I hear you out of these things.
I don't know. It's a microphone selection thing. So yeah. So anyway.
All right.
So all right.
You can hear me. You can hear me.
Yeah.
We're good. Well, it's Patreon Day here at Shea on this fine event.
Cancel.
I apologize to my fans that I don't have my studios were demolished by a bomb. I haven't had a kitchen in 3 weeks, and they're installing. All I have is a dishwasher installed now. But I got to give a shout out to my fine Patreons. We did not get a Lawrence Taylor number 56. We are still mired at 55. But I got to give a shout out to Bob Sheehan, my boy from Colonia, big Bears fan. And I guess I got to give a shout out on this Christmas in the gift giving season to the Clark and Hogan families. I hope you guys are on 23andMe so we can find out more family members and DNA from some 8th cousin once removed. We definitely have them sign up for
By the
Patreon.
way, as you're going into your Patreon thing, and I think we probably mentioned this on this show before, but I think the most confusing thing when you're talking about family lineage, when anybody says twice or 3 times removed, I still don't know what the hell that means.
Well,
I'm 40 now and I still don't know what that means.
You know what it is? If you have a cousin.
I have a cousin.
And they have kids.
Okay.
You are a cousin once removed.
Why is anybody getting removed?
I know, but that's what it is. You're not a second cousin.
Okay. All right, fine.
And in historical times, especially in the Queen Elizabeth and that world, and marrying cousins and everything was a common practice. Now you're frozen.
No, I was for a second. Ooh, all right, we got a little bit of flashbulb there. We're good.
Sergio now is in foul trouble with his 3rd foul. Palumbo has 4 fouls. Sergio has 3. Should we leave Sergio in the game? We must leave in the game because I'm
good.
I'm sitting in my room ready to hang myself. Yeah. So cousins, anybody cousins of the Hogan family or Clark family, please sign up for Patreon because this might be the worst Jimmy Palumbo and the shortest Jimmy Palumbo show of all time. I got shit all over the place. Oh my God. Fans are definitely filing out. This is very well, all right. It doesn't matter at this point. And since we are chasing miracles, if you hear that loud noise, they're buzzing something now. ChasingMiracles.com. That's right. The stem cell patches. Go talk to Tommy and Donnie and Tommy and Donna at there it is. Shit your body needs. These stem cell patches are awesome. Go to the website, make it happen. They'll love you. You can still pee in the cup and still be able to play softball with your friends because they won't catch you. Your cells will be repaired. Everything's fine here at Shea. All right. Well,
and the pantomimes want to talk it over.
is it that bad, the audio?
Yeah, you're fine, dude. You're fine.
Oh my God. Who's that?
I mean, it's,
John
like I
Fox?
said, it's not the ideal situation, but you're going and you're too prideful to say, hey, let's postpone until next year or some shit. But I get it.
It's too prideful. I wanted to do it. Listen, the bottom line is this. Listen, I'm getting everybody's giving me shit on the comments. This is everybody. Listen, Jimmy Palumbo has told his Patreon members to go fuck themselves before, and he could just blow it up right there. No, I love my Patreon members. I'm just in a bad spot right now because I'm slinking into my bed.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is the
It's gonna
worst
be a podcast now, and
what a mess here at Shea. Well, which brings us to breaking news. Okay. Dave and I,
okay.
or me and Dave, me and Dave, whatever the right way is to say it, we've decided we have me being obviously a Rutgers fan forever, and Dave being a new Rutgers fan, but a Jersey guy that never rooted against them, but gone to a bunch of games now and stuff. We decided that we kind of I've been listening to some of the Rutgers podcasts out there. And I'm like, you know what? I think I could do just as good as any of the Rutgers podcasts. So in the fall, I don't know if Dave, you want to put it up there. There it is. This will be we're going to have a new separate podcast. I know a lot of people, some people don't like when we talk about Rutgers, so we'll always talk about RU a little bit, but we're going to switch it to a little short podcast every week after each game. And the title of the show will be At Least We Won the Tailgate, a Rutgers football podcast with Jimmy Palumbo and Dave Sturcho. That will be a co-host scenario. We're going to have to do we're going to be a little bit more research, but mostly it's going to be a 20-minute show. But it's going to be like, I want to do it for the fan. I don't want to disrespect anybody at Rutgers or any player or anything like that. But I want to be a little bit like, hey, this is awful. Or, if they win a big game, next year, if we dog somebody, I mean, Dave and I are going to be like, hey, you know what? We just beat Michigan. Or, hey, I can't use Ohio State, but that's never going to happen. I'm talking about if we beat a good team, we'll be the first. But if we don't beat a good team or we're playing Miami of Ohio in Indiana, wherever it's probably a school named like that, and we're playing lousy in the half, Dave and I are going to call that out a little bit. So it's still going to be from the couch. It's going to be a weekly show, probably on Mondays. It's going to be a little bit more produced. It's not going to be I don't think we're going to do it live. I don't know if we will. We may have a video clip of us in the tailgate, or maybe a couple clips from us in the stands. Some of the fans behind us are friends of mine now. They're pretty funny. I only met them from sitting behind us. And so we're going to try to do a little, I don't know, maybe 20-minute podcast, and try to really tap in. And to be quite honest with you, Dave, I read some of your positive posts. I want to be the best Rutgers podcast there is.
And it's not, listen, it's not a knock on any of the other ones, because obviously you sent me a couple links. You're like, hey, here's the market for the Rutgers podcast. Like, this is what you did, all your research. You figured out who was what.
It's a small market, of course.
Yeah, it's a small market. And it's, like I said, it's New Jersey based, and it's going to be a little bit of a hometown feel. But I think, we say this every week, when we're walking out of the stadium, we're like, hey, listen, at least we won the tailgate, right? Right. So we know the premise of this, knowing that Rutgers is never really competitive, but you never know. And I think it's a good time to kind of jump and try to get within the market. And if this thing takes off, they'll be looking for us at the games, they want to all be involved in the podcast. So it's cool. We do it anyway. We talk enough shit anyway about Rutgers. So why not try to dive in head first?
I think it'll be fun. I think, I know a lot. There are some fans that don't really care about, college sports and Rutgers and stuff, but To me, this is going to sound. Try to follow my train of thought here. Like, if someone's doing an Ohio State podcast, I mean, is that really that much work? Like, we won again. Oh, yeah, hey, we won again. To me, doing a Rutgers podcast is funnier because we're never really that good, but we're never. Lately, we haven't been like really, really bad, and we don't win 2 games a year anymore.
To
We
sum
hover
it up,
between.
to those that are in more or less the professional football, we're another Dallas Cowboys podcast, really,
Yeah,
because it's
well,
like you're
well,
going to
you know
talk
what
about them
though?
because they're relevant. They're going to stink.
Well,
They're going to be
I,
good. It's all over the place.
Well, I'll be honest with you, and again, we brought this up when we were coming up with this whole thing. Like, I assume there's got to be at least 100 Dallas Cowboy podcasts, right? At least,
Oh, probably more than that, man.
right? And yours is a good one, but it's a crowded market, so you have to do your thing, and you guys definitely know your stuff for sure because you know the NFL as well.
We do take it from we talk about the Jersey Boys podcast. We do take it from a different approach because it's 3 guys who grew up in Jersey, and like we're in enemy territory. We're 15 minutes from Giant Stadium.
Right.
We're also like I'm more of the stats guys. Keith and Brett Ernst are more like the X's and O's, former collegiate player guys. So I think it's a good mix, and there's some comedy in there. And when we're struggling, it's even funnier. So
I mean, you are a crazy obsessed Dallas Cowboy fan. So
it's a curse. I used to say it's a blessing and a curse. It's just a curse now.
Right. So on this show, I am the obsessed, bitter, annoyed Rutgers fan, and you're like a Jersey guy who wants them to win. And you go to the games. Our seats are awesome. They're on the 45-yard line. But it's like I envision you in a couple of years bringing your kids to a game and stuff like that because I think Miles will love it. Even Stella, when Natalie goes, and
they'll have a ball.
They'll love it. It's family oriented. The games, I think, much more than listen. I don't go to every week at Penn State and stuff like that, but so it's going to be just a fun podcast, and we're gonna we're gonna figure out our way. We may start it at the spring game, maybe right after the spring game. We'll do something. Me and you are going to go to the spring game. We'll probably be able to take some video there.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing we're not going to do, I'm going to try not to do, is like if a player is really playing bad or a receiver drops a ball, I may acknowledge it like, hey, that was a big drop, but I'm not going to be like, he sucks, this kid sucks. Like, I'm going to be more about our passing stinks right now, our running game stinks.
I think I've nailed down the term when you don't want to come down too hard on a specific player and the play that happens. I've been saying a lot, like, you got to catch that ball. Not like you're a bum because you dropped it.
Yeah,
it's like,
I don't want to do that.
You got to catch that ball. You know what I mean? It's a totally different thing. It's a totally different feel.
Because the kids are only 8. However, keep in mind though, if this podcast lives on and I find out that 15 guys are making $500,000 a year and you drop a big ball, well, you know what? Welcome to the show. But no, we're not going to bash. I'll bash someone's play, but I'm not going to bash them personally. We're going to try not to curse as much as we do here. Not that we curse that much, but I think it'll be a fun show. We'll try it. If it doesn't work, well, listen, we'll be one of the many podcasts that goes by the wayside because I'm telling you, I've been buzzing around podcasts, and I can't believe you see them. There's so many. Everybody says, "Oh, everyone's got a podcast," but you know what? A lot of them are 6 episodes, 8 episodes. They stopped doing them. And here you and I are. I'm on 248. You've done a million Jersey ones. So we're going to try this one. At least we won the tailgate podcast coming in the spring and fall. And that should be fun. Now, let's talk about other shitty things besides this particular podcast right now. Well, the Giants stink. Bad. This game was awful. I think the Cowboys stink too. They stink in a different way. There's talent there. I don't know what the Giants. Listen, I posted this on Facebook, and I just have to tell you, if the Giants have the number 1 pick, I would definitely be looking at quarterbacks. I'd have to be sure. I don't think Dart has it. I'm the only one who everyone's like, no, he's got it. He's got it. Throws a lot of bad balls. He still runs stupid. He was still getting hit all over the place. And I'm just not so sure. I think the other quarterbacks available had better college careers. So why is it like, no, we can't take a quarterback? because we got Bart Starr over here.
Well, no, because I think the main pushback you're going to receive is that you can't just keep changing the position and expecting like, oh, one of those guys are going to work. That's the quarterback position in the NFL is not the one, but the quarterback position in the NFL is not the position to do that at. Once you think you got the guy, like Dart this year has shown flashes of good. Now, keep in mind, Jimmy, and you know me, bro. If anything at all, I'm rooting for that kid to fail, right? Not as a human being, but as a Giants quarterback. But right. I will say, dude, there's something to be said about, one, their offensive line, back and forth, just no continuity. Two, he lost his best receiver, Malik Neighbors, early. Three, he lost one of the most exciting running backs in the league in Scatabo. So he's got like and then by the way, they changed their coach. Like, so this guy's got no stability whatsoever. So I would say give the guy another chance. Of course, everything's going to be on the table, especially if they change the GM, right? They change the GM, you might say like, hey, look, I don't care what this other guy did. We're doing this. You can entertain, if you get the number 1 overall pick, you absolutely can entertain the idea of trading out of the number 1 spot for a haul of picks. The problem is, if you entertain the idea of sticking at number 1, now you have to trade at Jackson Dart. And I don't know if there's too many teams that are going to be banging on the door for Jackson Dart. Your value is going to be getting a haul of picks, not trading your quarterback.
Well, you could also get the number 1 pick a very good quarterback, trade Dart to a team, and he'll have takers and pick up more picks. And maybe you can have, you don't think he'll get picks?
No, you will, but you'll get like thirds and fourths. If you take that first pick of the draft, the Jets are going to be blowing you for that, right? They're going to say, take our first next year, take our second this year. People will haul ass for that if they covet Mendoza or whoever they want.
I just think we were so starving for a decent quarterback, and we got one, but now we're the number 1. But listen, the Giants technically the Giants could beat the Raiders, and the Cowboys, I think, have kind of, not that they quit, but they're not the same team they were. So the Cowboys could, I don't say tank, but the Cowboys aren't going to be.
The Giants will be foolish to be competitive in the last 2 weeks. Let's just say that.
Yes, but and then they're saying, oh, we should be benching Dart. I don't know. You know what? I think Dart needs to play. Listen, it's a little outspoken. Most people don't agree with me. I just don't think Dart's as good as we think. That's all I'll say. Also, as I predict, we'll get to the stinks list, but the Lions, of course, stink. So with my kitchen in arrears here at Shea, I'm also, my daughter got a new puppy. They just picked it up. I just got a photo of it. So my daughter.
Where's that thing going to live? With your ex?
Yes. Okay. They'll live with Stephanie and Natalie over there. And I hope the dogs get along with each other.
Oh, they got another dog over there?
Yeah, Mia. Which was,
yeah. Okay.
Which is still my dog. That being said,
that's you ever see Bye Bye Love?
No.
Oh, so good. Anyway.
A random movie from the 80s? Or
No. It's in the 90s. That movie got me through my mother and father's divorce. It was so good. It was so well done. It's all about like a bunch of divorced dads and shit trying to make way. But there's a massive argument where they're like, that's my dog. And you're like, nah, that's my dog. I named him. And you're like, nah, I renamed him. It's like this whole shtick. But anyway, go ahead. Well, the guy who just passed away is in it. And that's one of my favorite lines of all time. Reiner, he plays a disc jockey. He plays a radio host. And he's hilarious in this movie. Like, just fucking.
I can't believe I don't know that. Usually I know stuff like that. I'll have to check that up.
Me and my dad quote it all the time. It's good.
In other bad news, I feel like I'm wearing a flak jacket. In other bad news,
you're just fat.
I look fat, right?
You always got to go. Listen, as a female, the females like you when you point it down because then you look a little thinner. So
I can move it up a little bit like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you now you just right up your nostril. You look like my mother FaceTiming me.
How's that? Is that bad now?
No, you're fine. You're good. That's perfect.
Except for those dots in the way there.
You're good, man. You're good.
In other news, and no one's noticed, I've lost 24 pounds here at Shea.
Are you sick?
Nope. I just didn't eat, didn't drink as much. Pickleball, walks. God bless America. So nobody gives a fuck about that. So even though I'm still a fat fuck, it doesn't mean I'm headed in the right direction. But right now, I see all my.
I was gonna say, what? So where did you lose it? Because it's fucking definitely not in your face.
It definitely is. If you saw me in person, you'd be like, Jimmy lost some weight. So that's good news there. But of course, there's always Oxy Magic, USA.com.
Oh my
If you
god.
have your filthy ass carpets, there's me and Dave. Look at me with the gray hair, old man in the sea. And it's me and you know what? I wonder if we get the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays to host the show. We'll try to get him on. Can we reach out to him to do the podcast? That would be so funny.
What are you talking about? I'm sitting right here. Oh, it's double XL sweatshirt day at the according to Mr. Will Pena.
But go to Oxy Magic, OXY Magic, USA.com for the best carpet cleaners around. 80 locations nationwide, 3 to 4 hour drying time. They're good. They move the furniture around, unless you're Dave. Dave's got to move his furniture around. But they really help you out, and they do a great job.
Tyson Hogan dropped a real funny comment today on. I had some AI thing create my kids as elves yesterday. It was adorable. They look adorable, but Tyson Hogan commented, he's like, the future of Oxy Magic looks bright. And I was like, just as bright as those carpets for using oxymagic.com. So
there we go. So use oxymagicUSA.com. Let's discuss the Knicks. I was having a discussion with actually Pat Volkamer about he's so into Brown and the minutes, how he's rotating the minutes.
Well, that's a big thing. That is an absolute big thing. And the reason why I say that is because we had this, the name's remissing me right now, but we had that little white kid, that's a little pesky white kid. I always say every year that there's a pesky white kid that takes us out of the playoffs because we finally have one of those guys, but just turns out we had him last year and there was just no minutes for him because Thibodeau just didn't know how to rotate anybody. So this is a much bigger, better rotation player.
Okay. But you do realize though, he was one game away from going to the NBA finals. So if we lose in the second round, it's Brown, like if Brown's on the hot seat like this, and Thibodeau was right.
Because Knicks are going to win the East this year.
Remember something. When you play your starters all the time, you are a well-oiled machine. So you get into the playoffs, things get tighter. Not as many guys play a lot of times. And the Knicks, I thought the Knicks played very well in the playoffs last year.
Well, think about it. Think about what you just said. Like if they play their starters and they're a well-oiled machine, the rotation of 6 or 7 at the most last year or whatever, you get to the playoffs where things get tighter and more difficult, and now you're gassed. Like now you played 82 games of no rotation.
Wait, timeout though. We lost to the Pacers because they shot 95% from 3. That's why we lost. That's why we lost. I just think this as if we got Brown. We finally got rid of that Thibodeau guy. Really? Did Thibodeau cause Cat to not score in half?
I'm starting to, you know what it is? Maybe I'm getting older, but like I'm starting to, in all my sports, all my teams that I like, right? Like normally, and Keith Ernst is a big advocate for this because he always says like you have to be a logo fan. And when I say logo fan, I mean like you gotta love the team, regardless who's on it, right? You gotta love the team.
Yes.
Like for me, I'm just not Dak Prescott to me is one of the best quarterbacks that off the field that I've ever really got a chance to really, dive deep into, right? And then he hasn't won anything, right? Same thing with Micah Parsons, same thing with on the Knicks, the coaching, same thing with some of the guys on the Yankees. What I'm saying is, let me finish the point. What I'm saying is, I don't think that if something isn't working, right? If like Thibodeau is this guy that gets all these regular season wins, 50-win seasons, they get to the playoffs and they drop the ball. Yes, he's not taking the shots, and I understand that, but much like the Micah Parsons trade, much like all these moves that these teams make, and you're like, you're so attached to the player, you're like, how can they get rid of it? Guys, we weren't winning with him. We weren't winning shit with him. You have to make a move because that's the only way to progress. So when they make the move for Thibodeau to hightail it out of there, you don't really like it because of the fact that like the Knicks have been relevant since we've had a podcast, right? But change is needed.
In the history of New York sports, I can't think of a guy who didn't deserve to get fired more than Thibodeau. He just didn't deserve to get fired, man. I don't care what anybody says.
Nobody deserves all
No,
right. For Matt
no.
Eberflus of the Cowboys, the defense
Stop
coordinator, he
saying it.
deserves to get fired. But what I'm
Shut it.
saying is, when you're doing all the right things, like look at all right. For instance, Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy went 12-5, 3 straight years, and they just can't get over that hump. Whether you call it Dak Prescott, whether you call it the defense, whether you call it whatever, you got to change something. So that's why change is needed. I don't give a shit how many games you win in the regular season. It's about winning championships. If you can't do
I
that,
get
you're
that.
gone.
But the Knicks just finally kind of really got good under Thibodeau, man. And the year before they got hurt. I don't know.
But I'm looking at this year's Knicks team right now, based off the way they won. They just won the NBA Cup, which again, if how relevant you want to make that, that's fine.
Listen,
but they're a better team now.
I tell you what. I'm like, what happens if Tatum comes back?
Well, he's not. Not this year. He's not.
Have you've been reading that he wants to come back for the playoffs? I mean,
okay, cool. Good. Yeah,
so
I'm sure rusty ass Jason Tatum's going to come in and just steamroll the playoffs.
What happens if all those guys on the Sixers are healthy?
Well, we just lost to the Sixers. That happens.
Lost to the Sixers. If all those guys are healthy, they're on paper, they're better than us. You know it. We don't have a guy like him.
But they're not. But they're not.
All right. Well, I'm just saying this Thibodeau thing is like all of a sudden, and I didn't realize Mike Brown won 11 championships. I didn't really, he was coaching the Celtics in the 50s. Please. Anyway, let's talk about something positive. Have you been watching Landman?
I just what's crazy is I thought I was only 1 behind, and now I'm 2 behind. I just watched the episode with the birthday party for the dad, and I got 1 more to go.
It's I tell you, the mother and daughter. Talk about Earl Monroe and Frazier in the backcourt there. It is just.
But the problem,
it's being pushed a little bit too much this year.
They're really making the daughter seem like a ditz. Like,
I know.
And it's like I felt like it wasn't like that in the first season. But like she dropped a line the other day in the second to last episode where he said something and she's like, "Oh, I didn't know you speak another language or some shit." And oh no, he said "Gesundheit" for the sneeze. Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't know you spoke another language." And it's like, oh my God, holy shit.
It's a little push, but although my favorite part of the show is when they have coffee in the morning and Allie Lawyer and the daughter come walking in, and Billy Bob Thornton's like, hey, we got other people living in the house here. Like, it's just like, and they don't care. It's just great. But I'm really digging it this year. I think there's some good side stories that really work.
Sure.
Have you watched the show Pluribus on Apple TV?
I don't have Apple TV.
Oh, that's a show. It's the girl from Better Call Saul, the blonde.
Okay.
You didn't get into Better Call Saul, did you?
No.
Well, the girl on Pluribus is from Better Call Saul. She's awesome in this show. It's a quirky show, and I don't know where the hell it's going, but it's not a comedy. It's more of a drama. It's about only 11 people in the world have not been taken over by a mysterious thing that makes everybody happy and positive all the time, where they're not allowed to kill anybody. They have to be friendly, but they all think as one. So whatever you're thinking, I also think it's wild. And there's 11 people in the world who are just like the regular Joes still left, and they're not allowed to kill them because they can't harm anybody. And so they just, whatever they ask for, they have to do. So it's a really odd premise.
Well, it's the opposite of The Purge.
It's a weird show, but I'm not.
Will dropped a great comment about Landman. Andy Garcia is crushing it. Like, dude, every time that dude talks, you're just captivated, and you're like, damn, he is that guy.
Yeah, and I'm curious. I don't want to ruin anything, but at first I was like, is this going to be like the mob versus the righteous guy? Because, Billy Bob Thornton's character is not so righteous. But they are starting to, in the last episode, there's little tidbits of that comment like, you know what? We're the mob, but we're not so different than the government. That kind of stuff. So I'm hoping it actually goes that way, because then I love when that kind of thing happens. The biggest pain in the ass thing, you talk about you're not having Apple TV. And this has been well documented, but it really pissed me off the other day. Less than sports. I forget what channel it's on. In other words, I think that's a little bit of a problem for streamers. Like, in other words, you always assume Netflix first, right? Like, oh, it's on Netflix. Oh, no, it's on Hulu. And then you go to, nah, you know what? It's on Paramount. Like, and then with the remote, with I don't know the way I do have the source from my remote. It's like I'm logging into different sites automatically, but literally, and I start to go like, and when you make a mistake, you're like, that's on Peacock. And then you load up the Peacock, no, it's not on Peacock. And then you finally, get it right. And you're like, this must, how many people in America, I know I'm old, but this has got to annoy more people than just me. I mean, you know how annoying it is when you turn the Yankees on, yes, and you got to figure out what channel they're on. That's a pain in the ass, too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like if like you kind of like have that inner conversation when you go to yes and they're not on. You're like, oh, is this a Prime game? You know what I mean? Like, so you gotta go to Prime. But I just think that usually I'll just Google it very fast. Like what channel, like what streaming service is X on, right? And then it's streaming on this, and you're like, okay, cool. Like it's very quick information, but I can understand from an older perspective. My dad my dad the other day. So the other day we're trying to do something on his smart TV, and it's just taking literally a year to open apps and shit. I said, Dad, you got to get another Fire Stick, right? Like this looks like you've maxed this one out, and like it's had its last days. So he finally gets one, and I go to his house on Sunday to watch football, and he's like, "Want to see something? You want to see my new Fire Stick?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" He's whizzing around this fucking thing. He's like, look how fast it is. Yeah, I told you, get a new Fire Stick, things will get better.
Okay, so wait a minute. So educate me. I have my one TV in my bedroom here, which I'm staring at. The older Fire Sticks are slower.
Well, sometimes you'll probably get a message just saying like, do you want to update your Fire? And you're like, fuck you. And you just exit out. Your Fire Stick software could be like 2 years behind of where we're at. So like, and a lot of you people, I say you people, you older folks, you guys, like when you guys are done with a TV show, you'll probably just turn the TV off. You won't back out of the app. You won't close the app. You'll just turn the TV off. So now when you go and you wake up the next morning and you're like, I got to watch my YouTube over here, and you open up another app, that other app that you were watching last night is probably still open somewhere in the background. So you have 77 things running at the same time, and that's what slows everything up.
That's why the world sucks now. Because
that's basically why the world. That's why we have no peace in the Middle East, because of the Fire Stick.
Because there's no doubt about it. Everything you just said in 1989, you came home, you put on your television, you got your cable remote, and you watched all the available programming. Now you have 8 million more shows, and no one knows how to get there.
I can't wait. I can't wait, Jimmy. Hopefully it happens before we're both in the grave. But like, I can't wait for them to come out with something, right? For the newer generation of people. And they're like, look, tired of streaming services? Well, we have the answer for you. Take this box, put it up to your TV, take this coaxial cable, plug it into the back of your TV, and now you have every single thing that you can ever ask for on one thing. We call this digital cable. Right. People are going to be like, wow, it's everything on one thing? Wait,
yes.
You don't got to like click on any other apps or anything? Just put in the channel and you get to watch whatever you want.
It's just like, I find that people are like, oh my God. And by the way, you start adding up all the different $9.95s, $12.95, and like, you know what? I cut the cord. I saved $8. I want the cord.
I cut the cord. I'm paying more.
I know.
That's where I'm at, I think.
It's crazy to me. Oh my God. And now the shows, what the NFL on Christmas Day, whatever, is going to be all
Netflix.
Wasn't Christmas Day for the NBA? When did that go away?
Until the NFL was like, you think you're going to own it day? No, we're coming in.
Oh my God. Well,
which is great. I mean, like, again, I think the Knicks or NBA game starts at 12, and then you got the Cowboys at 1, and then you got another NBA game at 2. So it's like they've stacked it.
Oh, time out. But they're not on channel 2, 4, 7, 9, 11. One's on Netflix. One's on this. We got good luck with Uncle Bill in the corner drinking beers on Christmas Day, switching back and forth. Oh my God. Anyway, which this horrific show that we're doing here with my life
hanging.
We have a you know who sponsors the NFL Stinks list, Dave?
Your wrist?
You don't know it. Do you know who sponsors it?
Absolute Eyewear, of course.
Absolute Eyewear getting involved here from the Omni. 42 Main Street, Woodbridge, New Jersey, 732-326-3937. Craig and Jay Bird. They're the best opticians. Charles Oakley is running for mayor out of his campaign
Well,
office.
no. There's more breaking news. We found out Charles Oakley left and opened up his own shop.
Yes, I was in the mall last week and I saw a big place that just said Oakley. And I'm like, he left Absolute Eyewear? And I was like, I
You know
know
what? He was getting tired of going there and Janine just not being there. So I think he was like, screw it, I'm out.
Store in the mall, which, but the weird thing was he was actually in the store in the mall and he was just shooting hoops. But go there and they have everything you need. And all you got to do is mention Jimmy Palumbo Show, Chop Sports, Dave Sturcio, mention my daughter, mention anything, and you get $100 off a complete pair. Got to buy 2 glasses, those of you scoring at home. And I just want to let Janine know, if you're listening, I went to go visit my mother the other night, and I lost my glasses there in my mother's house. Now, any Palumbo's laughing at this. When you lose something in my mother's house, everybody's like, oh, just stop by and pick it up. No. It's gone forever. It gets lost in Christmas stuff. It gets lost in knives. And it's just, I don't know where it is. My mother's sending me photographs of glasses that are not mine. I'm like, Mom, how many glasses do you have? Do you really think I'd be wearing that?
It's like going like whenever I pick my daughter up at school, like they have like 14 tables lined up outside the school for lost and found. I said, what is wrong with you kids? Like, why do you just leave shit behind? And you're just like, I don't worry about it. It's at lost and found. I'll get it whenever I want.
Yeah, you get it back. It's just at my daughter's dance, they have a lost and found, and all. If you're in the market for a Yeti or any kind of water thing, just a million of them there. And I'm like, these are like $45 a piece. I was like, can you imagine if I get caught stealing from the lost and found at my daughter's dance thing? Is that like the worst scenario ever? But go to Absolute Eyewear, get yourself a pair of gorgeous glasses at Shea, and tell Craig he's the all-time strikeout leader. But the Absolute Eyewear, they sponsor the famous NFL Stinks List by Jimmy Palumbo. Now, something historic happened this week on the Stinks List, Dave. Historic. We not only tied for the most atrociousness, we also tied for the most very goods of all time. Very odd. I was maybe it's the holidays. I was in a gift-giving mood. I don't have a kitchen right now. I don't have a studio. I don't have a microphone. I was like, you know what? It's time to give out some very goods. And
I might agree with probably all of your atrociouses or whatever, but like
you're not going to agree with my very goods.
There shouldn't be too many very goods, but okay. I'll hear you out.
All right. Well, I'll go slowly, and when you hear one, you say I'm not so sure. Okay. The New England Patriots are very good. 12-3 is 12-3. The Buffalo Bills are 11-4. They're very good. They go to the playoffs every year. They usually go. They don't lose. I have them very good. The Dolphins stink and the Jets are atrocious. I think you feel that way. Pittsburgh Steelers, I have them as good. Again, I don't know why you talk about McCarthy getting fired at 12-5, but like this guy Tomlin, the Steelers, they're like a bad horror film when you think the body's dead and it comes out of the water. The Steelers, Tomlin, I think Tomlin's the greatest coach of all time. He's been coaching since 1948. And they had like stitches on the ball that were white, and they never suck.
I will say, listen, I will say the only path for both the Steelers and the Ravens, who are right behind them, even with a loss, the only path is the division title for the AFC North. But I will say, Steelers are going to be without their number one receiver, DK Metcalf, because of the fan interact. Did you see that?
Right. I did see it. Ridiculous. Yeah, that was absolutely, you can't be punching a fan.
He didn't, first of all, he didn't punch him. He just kind of snatched his soul.
Yeah, but what are you doing? What are you doing?
Look, I would never advocate for any kind of violence. I watched Malice at the Palace. We all saw what happened in Detroit, right? Like we all know what happened when the fans just get involved and there's massive fight. It's the ugliest black guy of all time. However,
walk all the way over. The player walks to the edge.
Jimmy, you don't like it's going to be a he said, she said thing, no matter what.
What was he doing at the wall all the way up to the stands? Away from the bench.
I mean,
I think if I was a coach and you get during a game, you go near the wall unless after a touchdown celebration, which I don't think it was.
All right, I'm just going to say this. Is there anything to you personally, is there anything that a fan, let's just say you're doing a comedy show, you're doing a stand-up, it's at a normal club, not one of these squeaky clean things, not one of the, is there anything a fan can say to you that would encourage you to say, you know what, no, and go confront that fan?
Well, I think a stand-up club is a little different. It's a little more intimate. But
I'm
50,
just
in front
I'm
of
just saying
80,000 people, 80,000 people, and you're making millions of dollars a year, nah, man, that's what they paid a ticket. It comes with the territory.
You know what, though? I don't want to hear that pay to ticket crap either, because not for nothing, that doesn't give you the right to say anything you want.
It also doesn't give you the right to hit anybody ever.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just,
if you're in a bar, if you're anyway, listen. When you're in the NFL, you can't. I should be in charge of the guy. You can't do certain shit.
100%, 100%. You can't. Yes, 100%. And I just said the Malice at the Palace was one of the biggest black guys in sports, right, ever. But like, you just don't know. And sometimes if you're me, right, and you're on social media a lot, and there's a lot of people that comment on your shit, and you always say to yourself, man, say that. Like, you stand in front of me and say what you just said. 9 times out of 10, they won't. But if they do,
but being in an
your
arena,
business. That's all I'm saying.
Being in an arena is different, and a stadium is different. Now, of course, here we go. Everyone, okay, perfect example why Tomlin's the greatest coach of all time. What's going to happen is, they got no receiver. There's probably an offensive lineman hurt. Tomlin will have the flu. Everything's going to go shitty. And then next thing you know, the Steelers' kick is up, and it is good. And the Steelers go on to 10-6. I have him as only good, not very good. Ravens I have as average, and that's going to be a battle there. Cincinnati stinks, and the Browns are atrocious. I got to give a shout out to Shedeur Sanders for one thing. He says a lot of weird things, but I actually like his press conference when they goad him into mocking out the other players. Have you been watching a lot of that? They goad him into saying, "Why'd you call plays like that? Why you did?" And he's very good at not. I don't think throwing his staff and coaches under the bus all the time.
I mean, I think that probably comes from his father to say, like, look, they are going to try to pull out the worst answers out of you, no matter what, because they need the clicks, they need the stories, they need and the way he's conducting himself. Look, he had a decent game a couple weeks ago. People are like, oh, look, he could play at the NFL level, and then you got to a couple of good defenses, and you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? So we'll see. Sure. I mean, look, there people are out there saying like the Browns are going to draft a quarterback. I said, no, man, that's another situation where you're like, dude, just ride it out. Just see what you got. This is too much of a sample size right now for the Browns to say we need a quarterback.
The Browns can't take a quarterback either? Come on.
No. They got 17 on the roster, man. They got Gabriel, they got Standers, they got this guy, they got the backup over here. Like, just
listen, I don't care about Roman Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders. If they pick number 2, they're taking a quarterback. Anyway, this is the longest stinks list of all times because it's digressing day here at Shea because I don't have a studio right now. I do have the Browns as atrocious. Jacksonville Jaguars. I have them as very good. 11-4 is 11-4. I have the Houston Texans as just good. The Colts stink, and the Titans are atrocious.
But shout out to old man Rivers, bro. Like that's
which is really fun to watch. I agree.
Which is really upsetting though, if you think about it, because he played 2 games, and chances are he won't play the final 2 because they're eliminated, or they might play next week, but maybe not the week after that. But think about it like this: like my man came out of retirement, got off his literal couch.
Are they actually eliminated according to my list?
I think they have like a 1% or some shit like that. But whatever the case may be, I just feel bad because to me, Phillip Rivers played a Hall of Fame career. And now that he goes back into the league, he was a semifinalist this year. So now it's the clock resets. You got to wait another 5 years. So
maybe they'll make an exemption, or you never know.
I mean, the rules are rules, so whatever.
Yeah, you'll see. But I have in the AFC West here at Shea. Absolute Eyewear is going to yell at me for doing this listing. I have the Denver Broncos as very good. Hated to do it. But I also have the Los Angeles Chargers at very good. They've won 4 in a row. They're 11-4, and they're my kind of newbie on the very good list. That's something you probably disagree.
I just
I think when you win
I think they're
4 in a
good.
row,
I think they're good. They just handled the Cowboys. I think they're good. I think, and Herbert's a
I
gamer because he's
will
had a
give you.
broken fucking hand for the last 2 weeks or whatever. So he's a gamer. I think they need a little bit more
I think
in
winning
the
4 in a row
passing game a
this
little
late,
bit. But
11-4, and you win 4 in a row. I gave the
you
nod.
know, again, they're going to be they're playoff bound. See what happens.
And I got the Chiefs stink and the Vegas Raiders atrocious.
Did you hear about the Chiefs' plans to move out of Kansas City
Which that's just crazy to
to
me.
go to Kansas City?
I know it's just so stupid. I can't even get
Nobody's
it.
nobody's gonna fucking notice. Like,
Yeah, I know the
who
NFL
cares?
doesn't care where you play. The Giants play in a fucking air conditioner.
But ready for this? They're being, pending the approvals and all this other crap you got to go through the hoops. But like they've named the venue as a venue that can host things all year round, which leads me to believe it's going to be a dome.
Right.
So that's very interesting because the Chiefs, when you had to go to Arrowhead in December, that was favor Arrowhead. Think about it like this. I'm not a big fan of Evan Roberts, but he brought up a big stat yesterday. When the Minnesota Vikings stopped playing outdoors, they were dominant in the back in the day, right? They stopped playing outdoors. They never went back. So it's like there's something to that. All of a sudden, you become this neutral ground territory if your team sucks.
Dave, I'm telling you right now, the Chief thing is over.
It's absolutely over. Look at who the starting quarterback is. I mean, their backup towards ACL are almost
like the Chief run is Andy Reid. I don't think he's gonna. Mahomes is great, but that they had an extraordinary run. And I think that whole thing is over. So I don't care where they play.
I agree.
I have the Eagles as good. Cowboys, Commanders stink. Giants are atrocious. I have the Chicago Bears as very good. 11-4. They've won 2 in a row. They're a little bit of the cardiac kids, but shit. Green Bay Packers average. Lions and Minnesota Vikings stink. And keep in mind the 2 teams you heard first stink. It's Kansas City Chiefs and Detroit Lions. Based upon my algorithm, if the Giants should have beaten you, you stink. So I called that one early. And Carolina Panthers. What a weird division this is. I have you as average as 8-7. Tampa Bay stinks. The Falcons stink. But I got to do it. For the first time this year, the New Orleans Saints have moved up to average.
It's not wrong.
Because they've won 3 in a row, crushing their draft.
On their Tyler Shook.
So that is that. Now,
shout out to Kellen Moore, former offensive coordinator.
This up real quick, and then I got to go back to the picks from my boys. Let's see. Here we go. Tyson Hogan, you have Chicago as good. Detroit stinks. Green Bay average, and Minnesota stinks. And of course, Darryl Clark just has everyone as stinks. He just said his whole thing. He just typed in everyone stinks, which eventually the whole point of my goal for this stinks list is that one day have every single team stink. Seattle Seahawks, dude, they're 12-3. They won 5 in a row late. They're very good.
What a fucking game last week.
What a crazy game. And I also have this is rare for me. I'm big on when you win a lot of games in a row late. I have the Seahawks, 49ers, and the Rams as all 3 very good.
Niners are getting hot at the right time, man. And that's a team without like their best linebacker, without their some of their best players. And it's just like Purdy was just on fucking fire last night. It was insane.
And I have the Cardinals, of course. They've been on the stinks list all year. So we got 5 atrocious, 11 stinks, 4 average, 3 goods, and 9 for the most time ever. Christmas season's here. 9 very goods. The absolute eyewear Jimmy Palumbo stinks list. And also, so we can end this horrific production show because I have no studio. Not your end, Dave. My end. This is on my end. Yeah, I hate that the Niners are good and the Patriots are good again. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Please enjoy your family. Thanks to all my Patreons and that support the show, and thanks to you, Dave, for helping me out. And I think we got it. I think we got a good thing going here. We got a couple of new podcasts coming up. And I think the people that listen to the show do get a little bit of a kick out of it. And also, always a Christmas shout out to the Tysons and the Hogans. I got to give them a shout, and to my family for the unbelievable support for 100 years. And I just wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Be safe, and enjoy it. Hug your kids, hug your parents, hug whoever's around you, your family, and it's it's a white 2 days before Christmas right now, snowing here in Jersey, and I look forward. If you videotape, you're gonna videotape when the kids come down the steps and all that. You guys do that
Every year.
Yeah, all right. You gotta send me a clip of that. Me and my daughter will love that. And listen, Dave, Merry Christmas, bro.
Merry Christmas, man. Thanks for everything. It's been a fun year of doing this show. And I know you're probably just rolling off the tongue of who you're, wishing a Merry Christmas. You mentioned the Tysons and the Hogans, which is one person. He meant the Hogans and the Clarks, but that's
Hogans and the Clarks. What did I say? I'm sorry.
So, but no, listen, we've built something pretty cool here. And I think the people that file in every Tuesday, it's a nice escape from whatever the hell's going on outside. So that's pretty cool. That's why this show is more fun for me, because it's like when I do the Cowboys podcast, it's like Cowboys. And then when I do a wrestling podcast, it's like wrestling. For this one, it's like a little bit of a mixed bag, and I'm able to like talk to you about the world of being a dad, and it's just like it's my fun. It's the most fun I have all week. So
it's the show I always wanted to do. It's like we're sitting at the bar with the game on in the background. And who stinks? That team stinks. This is awful. Put the Nick game on. By the way, I was at a bar the other night, and it was a Monday night. No, it's last night. No, Sunday night. And the Knicks were on, and the bartender, like, the game was over, the final. And I just said, hey, put the Knicks on. Dude, you would have thought I was asking him to put some like Russian drama on. I was like, no, the Knicks. And then I looked at him, and he gave me a look of like, well, no, the Knicks are on. Like, and finally, the guy next to me heard me like 3 times, like, Knick game. The guy was like, yeah, put the Knick game on. And the Knick game never came on. So I'll end my Christmas show on that. If you're a bartender and a guy comes in and asks for the Knick game, put the Knick game on.
I got one real quick worse. I finally, after years, caved and went to my wife's Christmas party with her company.
You don't go with her for those?
Last year I believe this time I was sick, so we didn't go. And then she's only been there for a little over 2 years, but like she missed the previous one because she was hired in January, whatever. But like there have been other parties like Halloween, and like these people love throwing parties. So I went, right? And let me tell you something. I'm not throwing it out there like it's a bad thing, but it was, her industry is very not me, right? So it was a lot of soft handshakes.
There's no business like show.
A lot of soft handshakes, a lot of fun. But the worst part about this, Jimmy, and again, it was a good time. I just had 1 or 2 drinks because I was, I wanted to drive her so she can have a good time. Not one. It was a bar that her company designed.
No TVs.
I said, hey, where's the Chargers Seahawks? Not Chargers, the Seahawks Rams. And they're like, we don't have any TVs here. And I'm like, what? so now I gotta like basically hold her purse the entire night and then just listen to her talk to everybody. And I'm just like, I have nothing to offer these people, nothing.
Dave,
and then when everybody who's,
wait a minute,
she'll go to me, she'll go, my husband, he owns a recording studio. And then of course the first question, no matter what, out of every single one of these guys' mouths or girls' mouths was, what kind of musicians come in? And I was like, I just talk sports. I gotta go.
So here's I would have had. First of all, you had to be a husband. I know that's very difficult.
Very.
And you should have said musicians. No. Jimmy Palumbo comes to my studio. That's all he had to say. And may all your Christmases be white here at Shea. We end in so next week. What's the Tuesday? Is not December. It's not New Year's Eve, is it?
No, it's the day before. It's the New Year's Eve. So we'll be back.
We'll be doing another Eve. We'll have a year end.
Do me a favor, get your shit together, and then we'll do a well-produced show next week to end the year. Maybe some kind of top 5, top 10 countdown or some shit. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but
we'll figure something out. Merry Christmas, everybody, and I'll see you next week with a very special guest.
He's lying.